David Peck.
Welcome back. Can I say that?
You can.
I'm like the guest host, and I'm welcoming people back.
Guys, I want to introduce, welcome to Across All Worlds. In Baxter's chair, we have my friend David Peck, who is the catalyst behind all things on this podcast, or this show.
This show?
Yeah. And you've been connected to Baxter for 30 years?
Yeah, pretty close. Long time. And we met in a very serendipitous way, and it was right around the time that I met my wife Elizabeth. And second, a quick story,
yeah.
And I just got to dive in here. So I went to a bookstore, and somebody hands me a set of tapes called The Great Dance, cassette tapes, folks, cassette tapes.
Right. Yeah.
And says you got to listen. And so I was going on my second date with Elizabeth,
yeah.
And we'd connected, and she gets in the car, and we're driving to this place called the Elora Gorge in Ontario, and it turns out to be a stunning spot, river. I mean, just blew my mind. I mean, how is this an hour drive from where I live, and no one ever told me about it? And so Elizabeth, I pick her up at the house, and she gets in the car, and we're just driving. I go, do you mind if we listen to a theologian from the Deep South? A friend of mine gave me these.
And this was on your first date, right?
Second date.
Okay.
But Elizabeth had packed a picnic for us, which was fantastic. Yeah. And I didn't really know where we were really going, but I knew it was the Elora Gorge. That's all I knew. Uh-huh. And the metaphor of that alone is just stunning for me, and beautiful and life-changing and all those things. So we popped the tape in. I don't really know Elizabeth that well yet. And we heard the accent, and I went, "Oh, come on, really?" I'll admit I was I was putting this guy who I didn't know into a box,
right,
immediately, which was so unfair and
David's
so
a Canadian.
Unkind.
He's
I admit it.
Yes,
I admit it. Yeah,
which is we speak properly.
That's right. I wasn't expecting that, Jason.
But carry on.
That's very funny. We do speak properly, folks. Yeah, we spell author with a U, by the way. It's A-U, two U's actually. A-U-T-H, and watch me misspell it. O-U-R.
Color, all of them. We do. That's right.
I mean, come on, So anyway, we did listen.
Right.
And that was the beginning. And I went on to read the book that was created and so on. So I think I feel like, in a way, this is my coming out party in a way, because, I was raised very much in a traditional, conservative, brethren, pretty evangelical church.
Yeah.
And for all the wonderful things they taught me about loving your neighbor and about hospitality that have informed who I am and what I do and the work that I've been doing in the international development sector in the Global South for the last 20-some years.
We're going to talk about that.
Yeah, I hope so. The book I've written, the movie I've made, etc. The people I choose to hang out with, and all those things, in my opinion, goes back to this gift of hospitality and this gift of loving your neighbor that my mom and dad and the church I grew up in taught me.
Yeah.
Now, having said that, those of you who know I study philosophy and have been for many, many years, for me, everything comes with footnotes. Everything. So if you wanna talk about God, I'm not sure I do.
Except for that, you're always at the table when the conversation's being had.
I'm always at the table, and I wanna add footnotes, and I wanna ask questions, and because it's a really hard conversation to have.
I want to say this, because I wanted to properly introduce you. You've already started. No, you've already started. Yeah. This is good. You are a philosopher. You are a writer. You're a documentarian. You're a dad and a husband. You're a magician.
I am a magician, yes.
And you are have become a dear friend to me. I love watching you and Baxter and your connection. I mean, you guys have so many stories that it's
kind of crazy.
Yeah. And I love having these conversations. I mean, you're the reason I'm sitting in this chair, because we connected several years ago. I think I'd had Baxter on the podcast, and
I got your phone number from someone.
Yeah.
And I called you, and you answered, and it was like, boom.
Yeah.
And I knew something bigger was taking place. I knew that seeds had already been planted, frankly.
Yeah.
But that we were watering something that both of us didn't even know what what it was or where it was going to go, which is kind of a beautiful thing, right? It's very risky. Relationships are risky.
Yeah. But that's what I love about, as I've gotten to know you, because we connect on a regular basis now, just to talk, just to share our thoughts about films, about some of the ways in which we're pursuing all the irons. You're such a left-right brain guy. Like you were able to navigate both worlds, and so
I don't like being put into a box. That's for sure. I really don't. In fact, I will say something that will kind of destroy that box and then maybe set it on fire.
Yes, you do.
Just not to upset.
No.
And not necessarily. Provoke to me is so pejorative. It's so negative. It's so cynical.
Yeah.
But provocation, a little different to me. Right. Hang on a minute here. Did you just hear what you said? Or, and that's maybe a bit of the performer in me as well. I like to get a reaction. I want to laugh, right? I want to guffaw or whatever. And as the magician, every magician takes a coin and vanishes it for that moment of, whoa, what just happened, right? So for me, it's so beautiful, and I bet you'd say the same thing, I hope. You look back, and it's just like, there's the thread.
Right.
And, that one dipped down really low. Well, that one actually zigged over there.
Yeah.
But it's all connected, man.
That's the thing that I love about you.
It's all so beautifully connected.
That's the thing that I love about you, because you will...
Integration, interdependence, intimacy.
Yeah, and you will act like you're like, no, we don't want to talk about this. I don't want to be at that. But you're always looking at the through line. You're always pulling that thread
I'm trying.
out. Yeah.
I'm trying. And I think what we all...
You're one of the most hopeful people that I know.
Wow, I think so. All the people who are watching right now who know me,
I know,
are laughing out loud.
I know they are.
A couple of them are getting up off the floor even.
I know, but it's for real. I believe that, because whenever we talk, I'm like, look you have a vision for so many different things, and you're constantly giving yourself to impact. You care about impact, and you care about it to the very core of your being. I mean, I've known enough about you, even the music that you were listening to in your formative days, always looking for purpose and meaning and the value for humanity. The value you have for humanity is probably the thing that guides you in all things you do. By the way, he's a podcaster.
True. Face-to-facelive.ca.
There it is.
Almost about 620 there now interviews, but over 800 published, and I'm pretty damn proud of that.
Yes.
On one hand, and then feel like, I just quite haven't taken it where it needs to be yet, if you know what I mean.
Right.
But I love this, right?
Yeah.
And it's pretty rare that I get interviewed.
I know.
So I'm all in here, man.
We're going to talk about the documentary, but the thing that drives you and the thing that I think resonates whenever we connect is this great love for humanity. It's very, very Christological.
It is very Christological, and, depending on the lenses, right, and how you see the world. It's also very golden rule-ish.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe I think all of us have a sense that this is the way forward.
Yeah.
It's just some of us choose to step into it. Yeah. Others run from it, as the existentialists would say. We run from our freedom.
Right.
And then others just literally choose to avoid it in a very intentional way. So I think it's the thread for all of us. We're all connected. There is no, it's that, I love that line in Invisible by U2. There is no them, there's only us.
Right.
And it sounds corny, but I really believe it's
in all the best
true.
ways.
In all the best ways.
But that's, so when you say you're provocative, or even when we have conversations, and you guys have seen Baxter and I for 50 some odd episodes, and we're chasing down union. We're awakening to that. But even when you're provocative, it's or when you're when you're poking, or you're saying, hey, let's revisit this, or you guys, you still haven't answered the question.
You still haven't answered the question. Nice dodge. Nice political move there.
Right.
But can we get back to the first principle here that we were talking about 25 minutes ago?
Right.
And you know what, Jason? There may not be an answer.
Right.
But this is what matters to me. You and I struggling, whatever it is, and struggle might not be the right way to put it, but we're working through. We're squeezing the life out of whatever it is that we're talking about. We're testing it. Nietzsche said, in The Twilight of the Idols, the subtitle of the book is How to Philosophize with a Hammer. And it wasn't so that you could take an idol, Starbucks, how about an idol, and smash it.
Right.
It was that you would tap it and test it.
Yeah.
And take it to the next level and say, no, this is okay,
yeah,
but boy, does it need to change.
Yeah.
And isn't that the state of the world that we find ourselves in?
Yeah.
You know, politically, socially, from a development perspective, a fiscal perspective, a relational perspective, a family perspective. It all could be just so much better. The hope, that hope beyond our grasp.
Come on.
You know, we gotta be, I think.
Yeah.
And I don't get out of bed every day thinking about this, but I sure try to. We've got to be reaching for that and say, how can this be a little better? Not just to fill my bank account up. Okay, fine. That's not a bad thing to do either. Yeah. And mine could be a little fuller than it currently is. You know,
right.
I think we'd all agree on that, right? And I know you could resonate with that.
Sure.
But at the same time, I don't think it has to be the only driving force. It shouldn't be the only driving force. Yeah. And if it is, I've got some questions for you.
You do.
And then I might say, how's that working out for you?
Right. I want to come back to the hope thing, though, because I know I thought you'd get a kick out of it because
hopeful cynic is what I say.
But the through line, that thread that you're always pulling on is and I think why you and Baxter are such an amazing team. And by the way, a lot of the reasons that Baxter's, you might be able to have access to him on YouTube or in any, he's been doing the work for many, many years, but this is a man who's been helping to expand the reach.
Hey guys, this is Baxter Kruger here. I'm with my friend Jason Clark. We have an ongoing conversation about all things Trinitarian, about the real meaning of the death of Jesus, practical side of living the Christian life in union with Jesus and in the union with us. And this is ongoing. It's been quite beautiful. We've got well over 60 or 70 episodes recorded so far, but welcome, come join us. Let's get to the conversation.
And the reason is because I think there is so much life in Baxter's writing. I think there is so much hope in the relationship that he and I have formulated and developed and secured over the years together. You know, that camaraderie, the rapport, the crazy situations.
The working through things.
The disagreements. I hope you're not upset with me.
Right. Yeah.
And if you are, can we talk about that? Yeah. Like all of that, right? The mostly beauty.
Yeah.
But every now and then a little bit of tension. Yeah. But we've really stayed true to the course, and I think to the message and to his message and to this message of
perichoretic.
Yeah, fully alive.
Fully alive, yeah.
Fully alive. And what does that actually mean for all of us? As Paul Young would say, staying present within the grace of one day. I have a torn Post-it note stuck to my screen on my desk, and Paul said that to me, I don't know, I'm going to say 10 years ago. Yeah. My goal is to live within the grace of one day. I immediately wrote it down on a Post-it note. It's now torn because it's getting faded and it's old, but I don't want to write it down on another piece of paper.
Right.
But you know what's brilliant? It's a little ad for Post-its. It still sticks. So it's still there. But yeah, so Baxter and I have been able to do that. But the reason is, and this is where you go thread. Kierkegaard said you step into your life to live it. Yeah. But you look back to understand it. And I think he was so right about that. It's you sometimes in the middle of it, you just got to choose. And ignoring something's a choice too. And this is what we forget. Right. We forget that, I'm going to choose not to care about, the 2/3 world. Fine. But it's a choice. Yeah. Just remember that. It's not that you're just busy with other things. You're right? So I'm an existentialist at the core, but you know what? Depending on the day, I'm an atheist too. So take it from there. Truly, I am.
In all the ways in all the best ways, because you're continually endeavoring to understand a better God.
A better God, and you know what? I'm even probably more comfortable with a better creator.
Yes.
Because, or
speak to that,
or a better energy source, which is kind of ridiculous because now we got interstellar-like science fiction notions, but which I'm okay with.
Yeah.
Well, I think for me, language is so important.
I was going to get there. Yeah.
And I've written in a few places that for me everything comes with footnotes. So let's set out our terms. Yeah. So immediately when I start talking to somebody and God comes up, the God hypothesis comes up, I know from lived experience that we're not talking about the same God.
Sure.
So I'll say something like, "Oh, you mean God small g, not capital G?" So immediately I want to dial that back to, hey, we're not on the same page.
Right.
And let's try to get there before we start unpacking what the implications are.
Right.
So yeah, because I think our understanding of if a God exists,
right,
I don't think we got that equation right. I really don't. I don't think we're there yet.
Yeah.
And I believe that if a God exists, this God is a God of love, a God of relationship, and a God of union. And if we're not starting there,
come on.
Am I allowed to swear on this show?
Come on. It's your show.
You're
the producer.
We're kind of screwed.
That's mild, man.
We're in deep trouble,
yeah.
Right? If so, but so for me, there's only one question that we have to answer: something or nothing.
Yeah.
And if we go with something like Democritus, and I was going to say Leucippus. I'm just trying to think of who was it. It doesn't matter. But the pre-Socratics said, this is before Plato, before Socrates, before Aristotle. It's only atoms and the void. It's emptiness, which for me leads to kind of meaninglessness of a particular sort. Okay, fine. If that's the road you want to go down, good for you.
Yes.
Commit to it. And then tell me how that's worked out for you in 20 years. Have you been able to love your wife better, your partner better?
Come on.
How are you loving your neighbor, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera?
Yeah.
Okay, but if you choose something, now everything after that is paradox, complexity, contradiction.
Mystery. Yeah.
I believe curiosity is a superpower, man.
Come on.
Holy,
Yeah. That's where we connect a lot.
All the great philosophers said, philosophy begins where? Wonder.
Yeah.
It's why I do magic.
Yeah.
It's why I love to take a coin and vanish it and see the reaction of the child and how they just are the facial expression, the embodied facial expression, right?
Yeah.
And it's why I and I see it in adults too. It's not just children.
Yeah.
By
You
the
pull
way.
a child out.
You know what? I love when I do a magic show and somebody says, oh, the kids are going to love it. Actually, it's so much more than that, right? It's so much more than that. But anyway, so all philosophy, all of it begins in wonder.
I love the you keep pulling on the thread. We've got the Baxter Kruger watching in.
Directing from outdoors.
But I love the thread that you pull on, man.
JD, can we pause?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's let him in.
Yeah.
So we got 9 minutes left.
What I love about you, though, as we're pulling on the thread, and the reason I think the reason we have such a friendship is your curiosity in all of these areas. And once upon a time, you might have scared me a little bit because sometimes you'll phrase things in ways where I'm like, whoa, you're shaking with the foundations of my understanding.
Well, you're a recovering charismatic, right?
Right,
so.
yeah. We're fine.
No wonder I would have scared you.
You would have scared me. Yeah. But these days I'm like, I understand, well, I know you and I know what you care about. I know the ways in which you'll lay your life down. That this other-centered, self-giving love is foundationally how you navigate and how you value people, and so you're always looking for us to help redefine, put better language around it, so that more folks can participate in meaning, in purpose.
Well, and what's beautiful is they're already participating.
Yes.
Right? It's just sometimes because of the lens, because of the worldview, the radical myopia that most of us seem to have been taught, right? At a certain point, we just kind of can't see the forest for the trees. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, the trees are on fire. So you're in trouble, right? So for me, it is about that. Yeah. But it's also about story. And it's you. And that's another reason why you're a filmmaker. Right. You're a producer. Right. I can't wait to interview you about that.
It's kind of fun.
But it's incredible. And so there's a whole other level for how we connected. Yeah. And I was just fortunate enough to have been able to make a film
Well, I was going to say, you segued very well. You can tell you're a professional in this thing here to bring up.
Yes,
but
he's a master deceiver, folks. Yeah.
But no, let's talk about Broken Courage.
Yeah, I would love that. Yeah,
because this is a documentary.
Well, talk about it's a documentary, but talk about a world being turned upside down, and so I meet Elizabeth. I have a reframing of the center of my universe from a philosophical and a theological and can I use the word epistemological and metaphysical perspective? Like everything changed for me.
Yeah.
Because of the great dance and because of this guy from Brandon, Mississippi.
With an accent.
With an accent. Like, who would have ever thought?
Yeah.
And it was an academic idea at first.
Yeah.
And then it became an embodied way of life.
Come on.
And I'm you know what? Maybe it's the other way around. Actually, I think the embodied way of life's already there. It's the various tools to bring it out.
Yes, the clarity came
through film, through great poems, through academic writing, right?
Yeah.
All of the above, basically, through great relationships. Yeah. So it was just an affirmation for me, really. And so Elizabeth and I met, and within a few months, she had already signed a contract to go teach in Southeast Asia, in Singapore.
Yeah.
So I got to go visit her. And the short story is, and I am currently writing about the fuller story of this, but I met a man in Cambodia as a result of a few trips. His name's Sun Ratana. Fast forward, no joke, 21 years, we've now made a film about his life and about post-traumatic stress disorder and about trauma and about Cambodia and about the Khmer Rouge and about landmines. And the film premiered at the Cambodian International Film Festival a couple years ago. We've taken it on a festival tour over the last 18 months. We've been pretty successful with it, but none of the biggies.
Right.
But what's really cool is we're in the middle of raising funds to take the film back to Cambodia for a national tour.
Yeah.
And so as of today, and we've got 75 dates, and a budget's being created. We've partnered with an organization called the Bopana Center. Big story there too. Look them up. They're in Phnom Penh. They work with youth. It's all about education. But the film is about this man's story.
Yeah.
And a very famous and writer, Indigenous writer in Canada, Richard Wagami, said stories are meant to heal. And I would say that's maybe one of your central tenets of what you do too.
Absolutely.
But the idea is that by empathizing, by stepping into somebody else's shoes, by coming alongside them, by listening.
Yeah.
Holy cow, what a novel idea. Listening. We don't do it too well, it seems to me. And so we can learn so much about other cultures, other people. But you know what's really interesting about all that? I'm actually learning about myself.
Yeah.
Because people have said to me, why did you make the film?
Right.
Why Cambodia? Why Sun? Why the Khmer Rouge?
Yeah.
Okay, happy to tell you if you got 2.5 hours.
Right.
But really, I think it was a reflection, right? And that's that whole, I can't know myself without you.
Right.
I can't know myself without Elizabeth, without Spencer, my son, without Victoria, my daughter, and my friends, and the people I surround myself with. So Broken Courage, themovie.com is the website. Please watch the trailer, and I hope it's coming soon to a theater near you. I know that's just a phrase, but at the same time, it is going to be available soon, and we're going to kick off a big fundraising campaign. We're about halfway there. So anyway, thanks for asking.
Well, it's a powerful film, by the way. It's an incredible film.
Thanks, man.
And
one of the nicest quotes I received about the film was from you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I was moved, but and knowing also some of the backstory and the process of, if we're going to kind of tie this all together, pull the thread, find that thread, even how you told the story, even how you met him. To me, it all fits with the conversation we're having, where you found the story, you found the thread, and it was a human thread. I believe he was your guide soon, right?
He was my guide through the Siem Reap War Museum.
And he's missing a leg, by the way.
Yep, landmine survivor,
landmine.
quite a few bullet holes. Unbelievable story. He's a mentor to others in Cambodia. He was former Khmer Rouge. He fought with the Cambodian army. Talk about a contradiction.
Yeah.
Here I was in 1977 playing Luke Skywalker.
Right.
And soon was loading an AK-47 and sending messages for the Khmer Rouge in the Cambodian jungle. And I just kind of went, why him and not me?
Yeah.
You know, Bono talks about it in Jeffrey Sachs's book, The End of Poverty, in the introduction.
Yeah.
He talks about an accident of geography.
Wow. Yeah, right. And those are the philosophical questions that...
Huge questions.
That also, because of this glorious union message, this paracretic message, you have the liberty to authentically tell the story in ways that, honestly, if you were bound by some of the fundamentalist or evangelical cuffs, that religious cuffs that we...
I've shown the film in churches, and we've run up against this.
Sure.
Oh, this is a Buddhist film.
Yeah.
No, actually, no,
it's a human film.
It's not even close.
Yeah.
You need to peel back a layer or two.
Yeah.
And I try not to get upset.
Sure.
And it's hard. This is a film about us.
Yeah.
This is a film about relationships, about love, about trauma, about going the extra mile, and all of those things. Yeah. And wow, I mean, if there's not a circle around it, we're all in deep trouble. Right?
Can I say that this is the fullness of this conversation, and all of the hats you wear. You know, there's that phrase: "A jack of all trades, master of none." The rest of that is, "But oft times better than master of one." And that's actually the full quote,
right?
Which is actually we need folks who are living a holistic life, who are willing to say yes to all of the ways in which God has created them, and you inspire that in me,
Thanks,
and I'm grateful.
Thanks for having me on the show, and I'm looking forward to hosting
on your show, our show.
That's right.
Thanks, Baxter.
I'm looking forward to hosting what.
Yeah,
we're gonna host at least.
Baxter wasn't able to make. We had something come up after we planned this, and so you and I actually are going to be hosting a bunch of.
We got Paul Young, Paul Golf, this crazy nut by the name of Michael LaFleur. You're gonna love him, and thanks for this. And you know what I love about this is we're barely getting out of the gate.
That's right.
I thought this was a 6-hour interview, Jason. What's going on? There's never enough time.
Stick around. We'll be back for the next ones. CrossAllWorlds.com, guys. Love you. We'll see you in the next one.